Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to put together a demo unit from us. So let's say you ordered a demo unit to arrive at your facility. I'm going to show you how it shows up out of the box and then how to put it together. So I'll run through these real quick. So in a box by itself, you'll see the smart box, and then you'll see a keypad. There will be a Ethernet cable. There will be what we call the standoff gauge. There'll be the power cable for the smart box. There'll be the regulator, and it might not show up like this. I have a quick disconnect in here. It'll probably come with this guy, but that's the intake, outtake of the regulator. Two different air hoses. Like I said, if it shows up with this, you can hook up the air hose to each side. They're like the quick disconnect air hose connections, or use your own quick disconnect. The head unit itself, the portable, with its attached cable. I'll get into this one a little bit later, but an adapter, and then potentially a faceplate. This is our flat round bracket. It's got the notch. But these are all the items that'll show up in the actual box. So let me set this up right here, and I'm going to run through how to put everything together. So to start, you look at the back of the smart box. There's a quick disconnect here, or a quick connect cable. So our older style units have this type of connection. This went with our T2 controller. This new smart box came out at the beginning of this year. So what we have, depending on the unit that shows up, it might have the new connection cable like this that goes right in, or it's gonna have this setup, in which case it'll have the adapter usually already connected, but just in case it's not, pins just go together like so. There's an arrow on the top. Put it in, turn it to the right, and now it's locked in. Next step, take your power cable and get the power cable hooked into the back right. I'll get this guy actually plugged in below. All right, so those are the first two easy steps just to get power to the machine. Now, this one gets a little bit confusing. So on the keypad, there's an Ethernet port right here. Take the Ethernet cable, plug it in there, and then ignore the Ethernet port on the back here. For the keypad, it goes right into the front port right here. So as you can see, this is where it's all set up. Now, just to test that, if you turn on the power to the back, you'll see everything light up. You have power. It's going to activate the keypad. Everything's good to go. So now we have the head unit itself. So the head unit itself is now fully connected with its cable through the adapter into the smart box. The next step is, if it doesn't come already connected, you're going to have to connect the air hose. So with one of the air hoses provided, if they send to, into this quick port right here. Just give it a push. It'll stick in. And then the other end of this guy into the output of the regulator. So we got the input side with the stop, air stop start, through the regulator into the output. Now, when you actually have your pressure set up, remember that our recommended PSI is right around 90. So if you have anywhere from like 85 to 95 PSI, you'll be good to go. I usually run everything at 90. And then you take this guy and you connect it down to your air. I actually have mine underneath, so I'll just put this guy below. Get it out of the way. And there we go. So now my air is now hooked up to my portable unit. Now just make sure in shipment that all these cables are nice and the air cables, air hoses are all nice and connected. And this is now the current setup with our feet. So the feet are adjustable for when you get this thing set up, and we can do a different video again to get you set up on the takeoff distance, but just to kind of unbox this thing and get it together. Currently, we have gone through setting up the power, the umbilical connection, the air hose connection, the Ethernet connection on the front of this, and let's go ahead and turn everything on, and just so you see, it'll show it be connected. I'm gonna flip on the switch in the back left. It'll fire up. And if you watch this, it'll home itself. There we go. See, as it homed itself and went to 0, 0. This screen will then clear, and it'll say that it's 0 position okay, and the stop button works. That means that it's a portable machine. And then on the top here, if it's all set up appropriately, it should say, I have 100 by 17. If you have a 50 by 17, a 90 by 60, whatever the unit is, we can get into how to adjust the actual numbers here. But as you can see, mine's set up to be 100 by 17. And then you're ready to start using the machine in the field once you get everything set up with the takeoff distance onto your part. Now, one thing I will add, if you got one of our custom faceplates, I'll just show you how to get that guy on there real quick. So go ahead and take the feet off. So they're just a, easy connection in there. There's a slide on one side so you can adjust the feet to where you want to locate them on the part that you're marking. And these faceplates do take a little bit of effort because there are washers to keep on the outside of it. So it's a little bit of a game to kind of get them in the right spot. But you line up the marking window in the right orientation. And we'll send you the appropriate wing nuts or bolts to get on here. And you get this guy on here, just get it on there loose enough, because again, you're gonna have to use the takeoff tool, the standoff gauge, this guy, when you get it aligned, to get yourself set up on the part with how far away you're gonna be. So that's kind of how all the parts come together to get your demo unit set up. Smart box, keypad, portable unit, standoff gauge, which is a nice cheater unit in order to get you to be the right standoff distance. Adapter cable in case the old head is, in case it's an older head of ours. You might not need it if it already has this connection port. And then obviously the air regulator and the air connection. But that's all I got right now to how to get your demo unit set up.